Welcome back. It is time now for Sunday Money. And this week we've got a viewer question for our Money Man, Certified Financial Planner Paul Fain from Jim. He says, don't know if you've ever discussed this, but what's your thoughts on a reverse mortgage? All right, he says he's not a fan, but would never do it. But would that put someone in financial difficulty? Is it going to be a benefit? Paul, what do you think? But what is a reverse mortgage?
Yeah,
people that are like, what is that?
Right, let's start there because there's a lot of confusion actually around reverse mortgages, Leslie. So, you know, a traditional mortgage, you're borrowing money to buy a home. With a reverse mortgage, you're basically borrowing your own equity, your built-up value in the home, and it's making payments out to you. You've got to be 62 years or older, and how much you can borrow out will vary. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But you can take out a fixed amount for a certain time period or for as long as you live, or you can tap the equity, a line of credit, or you can do some combination. And what you borrow out of your equity doesn't have to be repaid until you either die, permanently leave the home, or sell it.
So I guess what is the catch? What are your obligations if you do want to do something like this?
Right. Well, since you're borrowing money, you've got to have the home insured, you've got to pay your property taxes, you've got to keep it in good repair. And folks, you know, also ask, well, how much can I borrow out? Well, generally speaking, up to about 60%, but it's going to depend on your age, the value of your home, the interest rate, it's a loan, right? And then the fees and closing costs, they tend to be as higher than a traditional mortgage, and most people roll those back into the loan amount.
Interesting. How does inheritance factor into this as well?
Well, yeah, right. The kids want to know. So you're piling on interest as you borrow out of your own home equity. So that is going to be decreasing the amount that your heirs stand to inherit. So as always, it's a good idea to talk to your family members about what you're doing, the strategy you're using. And then, you know, lastly, we would just say that, you know, reverse mortgages have heretofore been thought of as a last resort retirement planning tool, but they're starting to be embraced more as a proactive retirement planning tool that people could kind of bake them into their retirement assumptions as part of their base income.
Really has a lot of different factors depending on, like you said, the house and all those, how much those things cost.
And your personal circumstances.
Definitely. All right, now it's time for our Fast Market Fact. What are we talking about today, Paul?
Well, I thought I'd stay with a real estate theme and kind of check in on the real estate market in the U.S. as of January. The median listing price was about $290,000. That's about 7% increase over this time last year. So the real estate market certainly has been strong. Houses are staying on the market about 3 months, Leslie, and that on the market time is starting to get a little longer.
Oh, all right. Interesting. Well, Paul, thank you. And we got to share our first viewer question, which was great this morning. Where can people send those?
Yeah, send me your questions at paul@assetplanningcorp.com, and we would love to bring them into Sunday Money.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul.
You bet.
We'll send it back to the break. We'll be back in a second.